Hi, my name's Richard Buckland. I'm an educator, a teacher, but I'm also a parent. I have two older children, and like you, I have a younger child who's just about to start school next year in kindy. And I wanted to talk to you briefly about the sorts of things you could do to help your child with maths in their first year at school. Now, I know to some maths is a dirty word, and you may well think you don't like maths and that you're not good at maths. So how can you help your child with maths at school? Well, it turns out it's easy. I'll give three very quick things you can do. One relates to exactly that. Probably the biggest help you can give your child with maths is to not give them any hang-ups about maths, to be really positive and give them a positive approach to maths and a high level of self-esteem. So try not to talk negatively about maths. Try not to say things like, I never liked maths, I'm no good at maths, this is really hard, I know this is no fun, but, or anything like that. Instead, just try and be positive and supportive in everything you do and say, and whatever you do, please don't put yourself down. Because my belief is you're probably actually a really competent mathematician, even if you think you're not. So don't be too hard on yourself. Now, the second thing that we can do to help them is to make maths part of their everyday life. Not to drill them in tables and things like that. You're welcome to do that if you want. But just to make mental activity and problem solving a part of what they do every day. So they start to experience firsthand the joy of solving problems, of doing puzzles, of general intellectual activity. So, for example, you could, while driving in the car, play games with the number plates you see. Ask them to look for particular ones, find patterns in them, or spell words out of them, or whatever. Looking for patterns is a good thing. Whenever there's some sort of pattern, ask them what the next thing will be, or why they think there's a break in the pattern when there is a break in the pattern. Ask them to come up with their own patterns. I love that. If you can't think of a game, I like asking them to think of a game. Logic, get them to experience logic, give them flawed arguments, which you yourself naively believe, and watch them exasperatedly try and convince you that that you do live in this house, not that house, or something else. Nonsense is great. Do lots of nonsense puzzles and riddles and games, because that's not only playful and fun, but in grappling with the nonsense, it forces them to articulate and reason about what is sense versus what is nonsense. Buy a book of riddles and ask them riddles. Get them to ask you riddles. Play games with them at every possible opportunity. It could be as simple as noughts and crosses, or memory, where you cover things up with a sheet and they have to memorise what's there and lift it off, and then make sure you get them to do the same with you, to put objects on a sheet and cover them, and you have to play. Or you could do tic-tac-toe, or card games, or word games, or any game at all. I love mazes. I think they're a wonderful thing, because children of any age can do mazes. Find lots of fun maze books. Get the Where's Wally book. Set them puzzles and riddles. Get them to give you puzzles and riddles. Measure things all the time. So teach them how to use the clock by talking about every day, having a big clock visible in your house and talking about this is happening at this time and this is happening at that time, and showing them on the clock what time it'll be. Asking them to time various activities. I'll come round and see you when the clock looks like this, and have them watch the clock and tell them. So somehow just work it into their everyday living. Whatever you currently do in your family, just get them to engage in some intellectual activity around it. If you surround them with constant thinking and get them thinking and make it fun and playful, then that is the best mental exercise and preparation for maths you can give them. Third, the last thing is really simple, and I've sort of already said it, is make sure in everything you do that you make it fun. Children are built to learn, and they are built for pleasure. And it takes a very small thing to make these wonderful little kids happy and interested, and to give them a sense of fun. So just be playful. If you approach maths, thinking, puzzles, problem solving in a playful way and live a playful life with them, then you are giving them enormous resilience and capacity to solve problems that they will benefit from for the rest of their lives.